Hey everybody, it's Michael DeSilvis. Well, I am 12 days due past on my rent. There was a church that came through and gave $125 about um, about a week ago, and they didn't pay the whole thing. They told me they were going to pay the whole thing. So what I did is I used my money that I get, my check, it would be used for the rent, and I used that to put a little towards the logos and to pay off, to get caught up on a few bills because I usually do that in the summertime. Try to pay off other bills with that money because churches usually help me in June, July, and August. So I'm hoping that churches will come through or individuals because we really do need help, or I should say, I really need help here. And I'm not using the church to front this. It's because the electric bill here is $241, and the rent here, like I said, the church paid most of it, but there's still, because of late fees, there's $58 right now today of late fees, and I don't have the money for it. So I hope the money can come in. Like I said, I've said this on the videos before, I can do work. I do computer work. I have over 17 plus years of experience in the field in computers. I also can counsel, as far as doing counseling for people. I can do that. I also can do tax preparation. And, I'm also really good with listening to people. And I also am a preacher as well. So there's a lot of talents that God has bestowed upon me. But, it wasn't by luck or a coincidence, but it was because he bestowed them on me because of hard work and perseverance and for being a good listener. I feel like when we can listen to what people have to say and not be so quick to throw judgments or insults at them or just say disparaging things about their church or their character or them as a whole, I think it makes us a lot better person. It makes us more like Christ. We're material for Christ when we don't do those things. Now, I believe that rebuking someone for doing something wrong is true. They need that when they need it. But if someone isn't doing something wrong and someone's going around saying all kinds of disparaging things to lie about them, like saying they don't spend their money right or saying that the church that they have, in a way, the way they say it is not, your church isn't real, and that was really hurtful because that wasn't true. And then, people just, you're trying to get help with people to help you with your logo software that you use for church because you don't have a car, and you don't have the ability to get in there to drive to the library, like most of you all who see good and who can do that. I don't have that ability. So I have the software to help me do the work in ministry here. So I've had the software for almost a year now, and I've been paying on it. This is not something that I just acquired. When those people attacked me and verbally assaulted me and bullied me cyberly on Facebook 2 weeks ago or a week or so ago, these people probably were under the wrong impression that the software that I got was something I recently attained, and I didn't just recently attain it. The way Logos works is that you can cancel a bill, but you won't get the $1,000 or so that I put into the books that I'm paying down back, because I put over $1,000 worth of money into that software already, and the books that I'm paying down on I can't cancel, because if you cancel, it's just going to make your costs go up more. Because see, what happens is when you have books, the books are cheaper. When you buy them in package deals, they're cheaper. When you try to lower your package or try to take some away, you can do that, but the cost goes up because the deals that you got when you bought those books at the time will be removed, because the books that you're lowering your package for will also be removed. So that also raises the cost of your product, so it makes it even more than what it is right now. Now the cost right now is $281. So like I paid the $100 towards it, but it's really $281 a month. So if you all could help me with this, because we have a bill that's due on the 20th for that amount. If you could pay the $281 a month, like if a bunch all got together, you don't all had, like one person pay it all, but however you do it, that would really help me out. I gave the number out many times on the podcast. Just go simply to logos.com. It's logos.com, and just put my name in there, Mikel. It's Michael. D Silvis is Desilvis, and just call Logos there at their 1-800 number and tell them you would like to speak to the accounts department, and then give them my name and email address, and then just simply say you would like to make a payment towards the software. Would give them your credit card information, say one time, or maybe you want to do it monthly, And if 10 of you all did this and you all gave $15 a month, 10 of you, or maybe I would say more than that, I would say probably 30 if you did that, it would take care of the bill every month. $15. That's what? That's like less than going to a fancy restaurant one night a month, right? Because a lot of y'all probably do that anyway, right? You could help me out, help my ministry out here, and plus you would be blessed by God for doing it. Plus, if you want to help out with the electricity here, because it's real expensive, because right now you hear the air running in the background, you got to have it on, because it's really hot out there right now. It's 83 degrees, and I live on the upstairs floor, and it gets very hot because I get everybody's heat. All the hot air rises from all the floors below, and all the buildings, and all the people that are next to you, and it all just comes into my apartment, so it makes it really, really hot. And it's very hot outside. It's supposed to get up to 97 today, I do believe. So, I got to run the air, right now, and I have it on 77. So, that's what we're doing in here. And, I'm not trying to steal money from people or misuse it the wrong way, like I've been accused by these cyberbully preachers on Facebook 2 weeks ago. And they're all EL's friends. I found out my cousin is friends with all these people. Because I did research, I looked into it, and they all had EL on their profile as being a friend. So he talks to all these people, so he must have been talking to them about this stuff before this point, or while this was going on. And that's why they all ganged up on me in the fashion that they did. And I really don't think it's really being rebuking or really putting me down. I think it was just an outright assault on my character and on me as a minister of the Lord. And just downright just was a wrong attack, because I didn't attack them. I said some things about Pole Green Church of Christ, about what's going on over there with the gossiping and with the lying and things that are going on there. But that's not EL's problem. That stuff was going on there mostly before he got there, but still is going on there some now, even with him there as a minister. I just was warning him that all the good things that you've done, because he's done a lot of things. I mean, when EL first got there was probably around 90-some people, maybe around 90-some people that were there. They would attend. And the church used to be 450 to almost 500 people it had at one time when his mom and dad were running the church, when they were in ministry and they were in leadership. That church had around 450, around 500 people. But, lost, about over 3/4 its attendance because of a lot of splits and a lot of things like that, what I mentioned in the videos, what was going on. And I said some of that stuff is still going on, because some of the people are still there. They're like this. They're judgmental, some of them. And they will say disparaging things to put people down. And it's true, Some people said some helpful things to me, like the one I met from France. He said some helpful things to me, but I think he was just talking to me, and then a lot of stuff, and he was sharing it with EL, showing him what I wrote to him, trying to be all friendly with me to get me to talk, and I don't think that's really cool at all. And then he was saying, when I was asking for help when I was asking, when I was just talking to people about something, these people were like judging me, and he was like saying, well, that wasn't right what they did. And then all of a sudden now he's agreeing with the L, that I was really, the video that I was showing was an attack on their church, and really it was not an attack at all. It was just pointing out some things that were going on there that are still going on there that need to be examined. And it wasn't meant to be personal. It was just meant to be like Paul. Paul would go to churches and he would talk to them and he would say, there's certain things here that need to be addressed. And that's sort of like what I was doing. That's how this all started, I guess. And just because I did that, I was assaulted for it because, and then EL made, accusations that I was just, slandering the Church of Christ as the whole body, as a whole. And then I'm always saying bad things about Paul Green and his video and my videos. Well, sometimes I say some things about Paul Green, but most of the time I talk about the Church of Christ in general, of people. The Church of Christ, truthfully, from my heart, and I'll just tell you this, I'm not against the Church of Christ as a whole. What I'm against is people that know better, like EL, and other people that are in the Church of Christ that are preachers just like him, that have this controlling and judgmental attitude. A lot of people, and this isn't EL here, but there are a lot of people in the church that think they are better than you. And because you have a home church, some people frown upon that because they don't really understand a home church, or they don't think they're really in the same light or in the same arena. And because you have a church, they don't really want to get involved or help because they don't really understand about how those things, how things operate and how they function, because they are different from a 503c church. I have nothing against 503c churches at all, but I think there are a lot of churches out here that have gotten too organized with programs and too bogged down that they forgot about the people. And even Jesus said that, it's not the building, it's not the fancy carpeting, it's not the lighting, it's not the pews, it's not the air conditioner that make up the church. It's not the parking lot, how it looks. It's the people. The people are really what make up the church, not the walls and the building and the steeple, but the people are really the building. It's people that are in each Church of Christ body are the real nuclei of that church. Without the people, those buildings that you go to really don't mean anything. And I don't have nothing against that at all. So please don't be thinking, oh, he's talking about the church building, because some people, the church preachers do that. No, I'm not out against 503 churches either. See, a lot of people will take that and say, oh, he's attacking all churches because of 503. No, I'm not. But there are some churches that have used this the wrong way. Okay, and there's some good churches of Christ out there, and there's some good bodies of people, believers in them, and congregational bodies. But there are some in there that are bad, that have used programs and misused the Bible and misused people for wrong intentions. And I'm not saying Paul Green has done this, because I don't think they have. I just think some people in there, who are not doing the fight, a good fight as the Bible says, as Paul encourages us to do the good fight. And some people at that church are not doing the good fight because they're more in it for their personal gain and their agenda. Some of the people that are still going there that were there that caused these problems, and a lot in the first place, that are still there. But the thing is, all I'm saying is that those problems need to be addressed because, EL, you've done a lot of work there. And I love you, and I'm very proud of what you've done, because you turned it around from 90 people all the way now to almost 200 people you got there. And you did that with the power of God. But you know what? You didn't do that by yourself. You did that through Jesus Christ, because Jesus is the ultimate one who blesses any church, as you know that as well as I do. And the way that it increases is by the way your heart is and the way your attitude is. And you've got a good heart. And you got a good attitude, and you know a lot of people, and a lot of people know you. You're sort of like, an icon. I mean, you're not a star, but a lot of people know you from high school, and know you from camp, and know you from Delmarva camp, and know you from a lot of different places, and it's good to know that, and to have that kind of support, and have that kind of circle of friends. People know me, but they don't know me like you, because people have said things in the past, that have tainted my reputation or tainted what I'm doing. And that's why, I'm in the situation I'm in, because people have put me down and said things that should not have been said. And we're out of line, like what happened to me 2 weeks ago on Facebook, and they don't really know anything. These people don't come over here to work or to get involved here. They don't donate anything, and those people really had no right to say anything because they don't know anything about this ministry. I mean, they weren't going to help with the Logos payment, so why did they gang up on me? Why did they have to tell other people about it? Why did they have to go and fanfare it around? And then on top of that, because I took up for myself, they go say I'm rude on that group, in that ministry club, of Churches of Christ, that one, the ministers and Churches of Christ, that group. And, even the admin there, he even said he didn't mean to be rude or sound moved or forceful, because that's what he wrote to me in an email, because I have it. He is rude, one rude person, very disrespectful, very controlling. Tell me I can only put 1 to 2 posts up there a day, when yet in the room, he doesn't have that on his rules, but yet he's telling me that, he says my questions and all are overwhelming. They're not overwhelming. He probably doesn't like it because I get more traction than he gets, and he's the admin of the room, but I get more traction than he ever got, and I think he got jealous of that, and he was saying that my post overshadow his post, and they really didn't overshadow his post. The trick is, if you're an admin, like I'm an admin, what you do is you have to post things more than one time, if you're the admin. It doesn't overshadow your post. All the posts are still there. I mean, lots of people post on that site. I mean, I think you've had I don't know, it's probably about maybe 2,000, maybe 2,000 or 3,000 members on there. I don't know. But it's a lot less than Churches of Christ. They have like 3,600 and some members. So they had way more members than what you had. And you know why that is? Because the way you talk to me, the way you treated me as an admin in that room, and the way some of the preachers, the ones that ganged up on me, are sort of like the way you were. They were bullying. They were controlling. They were judgmental. They were not understanding. They weren't rebuking me or my character. They were outright just going after me. Now, a lot of advice that they gave was good. It was good, but a lot of that I already looked at, and I explained that to them when I typed it in there when I was talking to them. I said, I've already looked at it. I don't want to have to donate to them, because then I'm not really getting the stuff for free. I don't want old, outdated resources, like we're on the site and then they want a donation. I don't want to download an application on my computer that has malware in it, or where I use their stuff and there's malware and it's not so easy to find what you're looking for, where I can just type it in Logos and get it in less than 5 minutes and it's all right there, all the things I need. So it's very convenient for me. That's why you pay for it. And it's something I'm using for the church here, and it's something I'm using for the ministry. It's not like it's my bill and I'm using it for myself. Yeah, I'm using it for myself because I'm a preacher here, but it's for the church use. And as the church grows and our body grows, just like Paul Green's body's growing, and Fairmount's body was started real small. Now they're like almost 2,000 members they have today, because of that reason. Because they all started in homes, just like Paul Green did. And the thing is, as I grow, our church will continue to use Logos for Sunday school and sermon preparation. So we'll get many years, because more books I'll buy and more books the church can buy to add to the library, which will actually not just help me out, but also help and enrich them as well, as they use it to prepare their lessons on the computer as well as me. And so therefore it'll constantly being used as a tool to do just that, because when you buy church curriculum, that's what I brought up to somebody in the chat room, and they said, you have a good idea. I didn't really see it that way, but by the time you pay for the software Logos, you could have you spent a lot more than that in most churches in curriculum over a 10 or 20 year period of time. So you could have bought probably 2 versions of Logos software, and that would have paid the whole thing off, and you still will have money to spare if you use the Logos software. And he said, I didn't really think about that. So that is a good idea. That's what one person said. I have to remember that, because Logos is very good. And a lot of people in there, who are talking, some of them have Logos themselves, the software, but yet they say, because I'm small and because they think I just bought this stuff when I've had it for over a year, which they're totally wrong and off mark and off base. They think that I shouldn't have the software because I'm a small church and that I don't really need it. When yet it's really helped me, because it's blowing up on the screen, helps me to be able to read the Bible better. It helps me to be able to do my work, to do my sermons better. It's I can use it on my tablet. Like when my computer was having trouble, I had to use it on the tablet. And it really came through for me. So I can still do my sermons and still do my series on homosexuality. Because Logos is not just a collection of books; it's a resource. It's like all your resources are there, and it uses all the stuff from all the stuff that is in your library that is really there as a tool to improve, and it really has greatly improved the way I preach and, collaborate my sermons. And I have people that have given in the past, I have you to thank for that. And also have to thank Logos for that, because it's a great tool. And it's not a gimmick. Some people think, oh, well, that software is a gimmick and you don't really need it. Well, I'll tell you what, it's not a gimmick, because, you have to use the software and you'll see it's not a gimmick. It's a lot better than going through all your books in the library. I could go through books in the library too, and it would take me probably 4 or 5 hours to find the stuff I need for my sermon. When yet I can do this in like maybe 20 minutes and take the same 4 hours and actually study on all the resources that my Logos software populated for me to prepare that sermon for next week in the series of Romans. And I can do that in 20 minutes and then take that same hour instead of doing research for 4 hours and then having to do all that work over top of that by putting it together into a sermon. I could do all that in 20 minutes on Logos, like I said, and actually use that work, that divested time that I would normally take to research something in a regular library with physical books. I could take and divest that time in actually studying my sermons, and that's why they've gotten so good, because of Logos software. Now, Logos software has a lot to do with that, because there's a lot of good things in there, and more things are being added all the time. But the free books you get, plus the books, I also buy a couple every month. A couple that are on sale, like a couple dollars. Sometimes they're $10. I might spend $20. But please, if you can help me with that software, please do. If you can help me with, we need more folding chairs here. If you just want to drop off a few folding chairs here, if you want to help me by donating, by giving me some computer work or buying some of my cleaners here that I show, the blow-off duster cleaners, and the blow-off duster, the blow-off electronic wipes, the blow-off electronic wipes in a bag. They're all damp, they're all ready, they're new, they're brand new products. They're not been opened, they're not been used except what I use, and they work great. I mean, I don't sell stuff here at the Silvers and Media, my business, because that's my Christian business. But see, the stuff, when people buy stuff through that, it also helps the church here, because we give a little bit to the church, so things might be a little bit, you might think they're high, but actually, I looked it up. We're like $1 or $2 lower than Walmart. Walmart sells the same stuff like we sell it, and they sell the same stuff, but they sell it more. They're more higher than I am. I sell blow-off duster for $8 for a 10-ounce can, and they sell it for $10.25. That's before taxes. Blow-off duster, all right, air, and in a can I sell it for $8. They sell it for $10.25. It's Walmart. The blow-off wipes I sell for $9 in a container or a bag, because you get 44 in a bag, and you get 40 in a container, a plastic container. I sell either one of those for $9 a piece, and Walmart sells them for $10.45 a piece. So, I'm actually lower than Walmart, believe it or not. And I'm just saying, and even the computer work and everything I do is cheaper than most people around here. I try to stay within, WebMD's prices, because that's my competition. So I try to be like $20 cheaper, and I am $20 cheaper. They charge, I think, with everything, all the little charges they charge probably about $100 and some an hour to work on your computer when they attack on all those charges. Me, I just charge for coming out, and I charge $65 an hour to work on your computer if it's home business. If it's a computer at home and it's not a business, but if you have a home business or a church, and it's $95 an hour. So, WebMD or Computer Doctor, they have a higher price than I do. So, I'm very competitive, and we have a lot of services. Just give me a call at 804-789-9373 to find out what I can do, or you can call 804-399-8244, and I can give you more details on what I do. Because some things I don't always advertise, but I do them. If you need somebody to help you with, singing at a funeral. I actually sing professionally. If you need me to sing at your funeral, or maybe you want a wedding singer, I can come sing at your wedding. Let me know, because I do that professionally. I can. A lot of people who know me, I have sang at the Bennett Funeral Home before, for people who have, people that have asked me to sing. But I can do that for you, and my rates are very reasonable. I mean, I charge $85 an hour. I charge $85 to do a couple songs, at a venue like that. So if you want me to help you, I can. If you need a preacher, I can help you to do your funerals too. I can do the service at the funeral. I charge $300 to do a sermon at the funeral, at the funeral home. I'll do the eulogy of the person who passed away, and it basically tells about their life, the summary details of their life, and give a sermon on that, and we'll have prayer, and I'll do the sermon, and I'll also do the graveside service too, if you want me to. But for $300 will cover both the funeral service, and probably $450 will cover both the funeral service and the graveside service. So if you want me to do that, I can. And if you want me to help you with that, I can. It's a very reasonable charges, very reasonable fees, and your singing is $85 for doing engagement, for a funeral or for a wedding. That's very reasonable. I can do photography too. Depends on what you get. It could be $100 to $200 or $300 to shoot professional pictures. And sometimes I use my phones, and then I have high-dollar cameras I can use too, a combination of both, because they all take good pictures. You just have to know how to use them. Amen? I know how to shoot them. But these are some of the many things that I do at the Silver's Meeting. Plus, I work on computers. I do IT work. I can fix your hardware. I can show you how to use your software like Office and like Adobe products, and teach you how to use Windows Media Player. Because a lot of people just use it to play CDs and watch DVDs on it, but it's a lot more than that. It's also a decoder, a great decoder, on many different types of file formats that you might not even know. You can actually do, you can do pretty good stuff with Microsoft Video Maker. That's actually a free program that you can download from Microsoft's programs that you can actually use on your computer absolutely free. But a lot of people don't know that. But if you're just starting out and you're making videos, Windows Video Maker is a good program that you can download for free, because it's a free program that Microsoft makes for you to do that. And it will work with Windows Media Player, and that's what it usually does. And so you can do all kinds of cropping and effects and simulations and transitions and things with that, like you would do as a program that you would spend a couple $100 on, but this program's actually free. So, if you've got kids that want to make videos, or they have a YouTube channel, you can just start with that program, and it will be fine for what you need to do to get you started. But then as you get more professional and get more into it, you're going to need more equipment, better equipment, and you're going to need something better to shoot it on, and better program to use. TriCaster. Later on, as you get more subscribers, maybe the subscriber, the money you get from YouTube through AdSense can help you to get that get that equipment. And if you get over 20,000 subscribers, you can subscribe to my channel on YouTube, because we have a ministry on there, as well as you can come here and watch me here live here at my apartment, and when I have church here on Sunday morning from 12:30 to 1:30. Actually, it's afternoon, 1:30 p.m. for our midday service, and 7:30 when people come p.m. to 8:30 for our Sunday night worship service. And then our midweek service is not on Wednesday, but on Thursday night at 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. So you people can come out. Then that way you can enjoy your time at home with your children, because they're all out for school. You can have fun, but then you can come to church at around 7:30 to 8:30 and still get home, and it still be fairly early. So that's why we do it early. Do it at that time too. And it's Thursday because I usually go out and help different churches, on Wednesday night. So I'm pretty busy during the week, really. But I can take on other stuff if you need me to do these things in the capacities that I mentioned about, with, doing funeral services, or even coming to your Church of Christ and filling in for your preacher if you need someone to come in. Give me a call. I gave you the number before. I'll give it again, 804-789-9373. If you need somebody to fill in for your pastor, or maybe you don't have a pastor there, give me a call. please give me a call. But one thing is, I don't drive, so I'm going to need somebody to give me a ride to that church and from that church because I don't drive. But once I get there, I can do everything else. I can do all the church leading and pastoral duties. But I'm going to need a ride for anything like to get out to see the sick and the shut-in. I'm going to need some of you all to help me with that. But once I get there, I can do all the rest, like every minister, like ministers, as far as minister duties go. And I can, oversee the church and run it that way. But please give me a chance, okay? And, please pray for New Hunter Church of Christ. Please support us any way you can. I love you. Take care. Shalom. And I hope that we can all work together and be a good light in the body of Christ and know that we're all working together anyway to promote God's love and the truth. See you later. Bye.